Recording in progress.
Hi, teacher.
Lily, how are you?
Fine.
That's right. How was your morning?
It was normal.
What did you do when you got up this morning?
I just brushed my teeth and just do anything I could see. That's interesting.
Oh, okay. And tell me, Jenny, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
Well, I just have, I guess,
Say again?
like pho.
Oh, okay. And who made it?
No, I just bought it.
You bought it? Oh, and where do you normally buy it?
Well, across the street or close to my apartment complex.
Okay. And are you still enjoying your school holiday?
Don't know, I just feel bored.
You're bored. And what are you planning to do tomorrow?
Don't know.
When else have you seen your friends?
Well, my friend's house are far more, like very far from my own house, so I rarely even saw them, but I can just call them.
And do you call them every day?
Not every day. I just mostly just feel bored and call them randomly.
Okay. And then what do you guys normally talk about?
Don't know. Just ask about what each of the days is, and sometimes just show something that we just bought or anything we found interesting.
Okay. And tell me, Jenny, when is your birthday?
Well, when is that? Then it would be my birthday.
Say again?
Like holiday, that, like Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry, which month is it?
I don't really know.
Okay. And what do you normally like to what do you want for your next birthday?
I don't know.
Okay. And is there any book or painting or anything specifically which you want?
Nothing seems interesting yet.
Okay. And when else have you watched comedies or cartoons?
Well, I did watch those sometimes, but I just quickly feel bored.
Okay. So, Jenny, today what we're going to do is we are going to talk about family matters. Okay. So, we're going to start off with some vocabulary here. Can you see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, here we have, what do you see in this picture? Are these people happy?
Yeah, they are family.
Yeah, they are. And how many kids do you see in the picture?
There are two.
Okay. So now let's have a look at the difference in meaning between the words in group 1 to 8. Okay. What is the difference between a friend, a mate, and a flatmate?
Well, a friend, like someone friendly, I guess you just met. Mate is almost like a friend, but also like a close friend. Does that count?
Yes. And what is a mate?
I don't understand it clearly.
Okay, so in people in Australia, they normally call each other mate. Okay, and mate is basically, for example, like a partner. It can be your wife, it can be your husband, or it can be your partner. That is a mate. But what is a flatmate?
I don't know.
Is when someone, so for instance, you are now older and you are renting a flat, okay? And you have a person who's renting the flat with you, a partner or a friend or anybody. That's called a flatmate.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jenny. Okay, and then the next one, what is the difference between a sister and a sister-in-law?
Well, sisters are usual siblings, I guess, and sister-in-law is probably like, I don't know how to explain.
So your sister is like your biological sister.
Yeah.
Your sister-in-law is, for example, if you have a brother, okay, and your brother gets married,
Okay.
that his wife is your sister-in-law.
Okay.
And then what is the difference between a brother, a sister, and a sibling?
Well, a brother and sister are just like a close, like a same bloodline as us, and also you just grew up with them. In siblings, is probably like, okay, so same family, same group, except that the siblings are, well, not actually like same bloodline as our parents.
So it's okay. As brother is a like your is a male your male guy, and then sister is a female. That is your biological sister and brother, and a sibling. Okay, a sibling can be your brother or your sister.
But also like, okay, never mind.
So a sibling can be your brother or your sister. It doesn't mean. It's not necessarily mean if I say, do you have siblings? It means, do you have a brother or a sister? Where a brother and a sister is, brother is male, sister is female. What is a boyfriend?
At least like, for how I think it's a person like you're really close to, and they just, you know, like a couple things, but not really married, just a couple.
Okay, and then what is a husband?
A husband is like the person you marry.
Yes, perfect. And a partner?
Well, a person is close to you and then just help you in every way.
Yeah, well done. Okay, and then what is the difference between a colleague and a business partner?
Well, a business partner is most likely your partner that help you in the business and just help you to like make your business more like higher. And a colleague, I understand that, but I don't remember how it means clearly.
Okay, I'm gonna sorry, I'm gonna explain it to you. So a colleague is, for example, Jenny, me and you, we work at McDonald's, okay? And we both work at McDonald's, but we have a manager who tells us what to do, okay? That is being, you are my colleague and I'm your colleague. Now, a business partner, okay, if, for example, is someone who doesn't tell you what to do, you are together in business, so you both make big decisions together. Okay. With this one, colleague, you work together. This one, you make big business decisions together and to generate money. Now, what is an acquaintance? Do you know what's the meaning of acquaintance?
I don't know.
For example, the kids in your class, some of them you're not friends with them, you are an acquaintance to them. That means you know them, but you're not very close to them.
Okay.
Okay, that's an acquaintance. But what is a stranger?
You never met and you never know them.
Okay, good one. And what is the difference between an aunt and a great aunt?
An aunt is probably gonna learn that from the first grade. A great aunt, well, for how I understand it, to my logic, is like your favorite person.
Your aunt is like your mom's or your dad's sister, okay? And your great aunt, your aunt is your aunt. Aunt can be somebody. Your aunt is your mom's or dad's sister. Your great aunt is your grandmother's or your grandfather's sister. That's your great aunt, like your great grandmother.
Okay.
And then what is the difference between, what is a half sister?
I don't know.
So, for example, my dad got married to someone else, okay?
Okay.
And they had a kid, and I got a sister there, but she has a different mother, so that's my half sister.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
But what is a stepsister?
I don't really know, but a stepsister is kind of almost close meaning to a half sister.
Yeah, very close, but half sister means that your mom or dad is the biological mother or father. But a stepsister means that when my dad, he got married, there wasn't any kids, but his new wife had a kid with someone else. That is a stepsister.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions so far on these, Jenny?
No.
Oh, well done. Now, let's look at collocations. Collocations are words that are often found together. Complete the sentence number 1 to 4 with the words A to F. Okay? Now, note how they collocate with the other words in italics. Okay? So, can you do number 1 for us? So you're going to read for us the one, and then you're going to choose the correct one, A, B, C, or D.
Okay. Twins have a blah blah bond that other siblings may envy. They share their own language, play their own games from early childhood, share bedrooms and birthday parties. Well, twins have a lifelong bond that other siblings may envy.
So twins have a what bond the other siblings may envy, that they really want. They share their own language, play their own games from early childhood, share bedrooms and birthday parties. So have a what bond? Abilities bond, a part bond, non-identical, adulthood, lifelong bond, or an older bond?
Well, a lifelong.
Yes, a lifelong bond. Well done, Jenny. Okay, now can you do number 2 for us?
James and his brother Frank are blah 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 twins. They don't look alike at all. Well, James and his brother Frank are non-identical, right? James and his brother Frank are non-identical twins, and they don't look alike at all.
So James and his brother Frank are, yes, non-identical because they don't look alike. If they are identical, they look exactly alike. And then number 3?
A few years ago, we sent out a questionnaire to pairs of twins asking about their psychic, blah blah, and one identical twins in 5 reported some kinds of telepathy. So,
Telepathy.
yeah, 2 pairs of twins asking about their physics abilities, right?
Abilities, yeah, fantastic, well done. Okay, and then the last one, number 4.
Surprisingly, the twin effect can become stronger as twins grow older and more for adulthood. Often the older one will dominate until they reach scratch that and move apart. Often the older one will dominate until they reach adulthood.
Perfect, well done, Jenny. Any questions on any of these?
No.
Fantastic, that was really good. Now what we're going to do is underline the words related. Okay, so in this exercise, okay, that we have done, let me just see here, 1, 2, okay, okay, underline the words related to the topic of family in the passage. Do not use a dictionary. Do exercise 4 before you check your answers. Okay, so let's have a look. Match the words in phrases number 1 to 12. Okay, so you're gonna draw the line here for us, number 1 to 12. Then you're going to match them for us. Okay, so read it carefully, Jenny. Let me just make it like that. Okay. And then after this, we're going to do the reading part.
There's a lot of window. I'm trying to look at that.
Well, now take your time. We got more than enough time. Read carefully through it, and then I want you to match it with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, L.
I don't get what the title said clearly.
So widow. Do you know what is a widow?
No.
Someone who lost their partner.
Oh.
Yes, due to the death or they died.
And what is the widower?
So a widower, okay? So which one is the male, which one is the female? So widower is the female who lost her husband, and a widow is the male who lost his wife.
Okay, and a spouse?
Okay, so see if you can find those definitions in the... So which one do you think is number 1?
So, number...
F or H?
H.
H, there we go.
And the widower will be F, a spouse. I don't remember what it means.
Yeah.
But
so she lost her husband who died, and didn't marry again. Okay, well done, Jenny. But now, what is a spouse?
I don't know.
A spouse, your mom is your dad's spouse. Your dad is your mom's spouse.
That's complicated.
Look at A.
Okay, so it's A.
Yes. Okay, now a will. Okay, do you know what is a will?
I don't know.
A will is something, is money. No, that's inheritance. A document, I'm going to help you with this one. It's I.
A document.
Yeah, you can read for us.
A document in which a person declares what should be done with the money and property after they die. That's sad though.
Yeah, that's a will. Now, what is inheritance?
Is G. A money or property.
Yes. Yes. Well done, Jenny. Okay. And 6, ex-partner.
So to be legally separated from it.
Ex-partner.
I know what it means, but I didn't see the fine. Is it age?
That we already have age. There's a widow.
Yeah. J. To be legally separate from a husband or wife because the marriage has ended.
That's divorce. Okay. So we're going to do J is divorce. Okay. Ex-partner is to be separated. Okay. Is C. Can you read C for us?
As to where's that? C, to have stopped living together as a couple.
Have been separated. Ex-partner is B. Can you read B for us?
A former member of an established couple. I don't get what it means.
Okay, so a former member meaning that people were together previously, but now they're not.
Okay.
Okay. Other half. Informal. Other half.
Is K.
So other half is either, which one would you choose? D or A?
D.
Okay, so if I say if your father says to someone, my other half, that means his wife.
Okay.
Okay. What is an estate?
I don't know.
It's okay. It's all of the money and property somebody leaves behind them when they die. That's an estate. Okay. What does it mean to be deceased?
Have an illness?
Or to be deceased, or is it someone who has died?
So it's E. A person who has recently died.
Yes. Invalidate.
What's that?
Okay, to invalidate, for example, I'm going to, it's to prove that an argument, a conclusion or result is wrong or cause it to be wrong. Okay? For example, to disapprove of something.
Okay.
Okay. To disapprove of something. Jenny, I know these are a little bit difficult, but any questions?
I don't know if I'm gonna remember all the meaning now.
It's okay. Let's read it again. What is a widow?
Is a man whose wife has died and who has not married again.
Perfect. And a widower
is a woman that has his husband died and who was never married again.
Okay. And what is a spouse?
A spouse is husband or wife considered in relation to the partner.
Okay. And what is a will?
A document that a person declares that which person they're gonna give their property and money after they die.
Okay. And then inheritance?
Money or probably property which you receive from a person that died.
Okay. And an ex-partner?
A person that needs to live with you but not do.
And what does it mean to be separated?
It's like never gonna see each other's eyes and just like not always there together.
Here we go. And what does it mean to be divorced?
It's like a husband and a wife, they never wanted to live together ever, and then they just like divorce so they can separate each other and start a new life again.
And the other half?
The other half is somebody, wife, husband, or partner.
And estate?
To be legally separate from a husband or wife because the marriage has ended.
Okay. And then deceased?
A person who had died.
And invalidate?
To prove that an argument conclusion or result is wrong, because it's just how your opinion understand.
Perfect. Well done, Jenny. But we will revisit that once again. You did great. Now, moving on to this one now, we're going to read the article, okay? So, and then we're going to check all those words that we have just done, okay? So, can you read for us first the article?
Widows and widowers whose spouses pass away without making a will are set to receive a bigger inheritance payout from next month. If a person dies without making a will, the amount left automatically to his or her spouse or sale partners ranging from 125,000 to 250,000
euros.
Euros, okay. Where their children. Experts have welcomed the change, which takes effect on February 1, but emphasize that it is still important to make a will, particularly if you are unmarried or separated but not divorced. However, people should not be misled into thinking that these changes means that they do not need to make a will. It still remains the case that unmarried couples are not entitled to receive anything on the death of their other half if he or she has not made a will. Modern family life is becoming ever more complicated, with second marriages and judging from more than one relationship, and will is the only way to ensure that those you love or are blind to care adequately provided for. After the spouse has arrived his or her legal share, the rest of the estate is shared by children or grandchildren. If these are surviving parents will get a share. If there are none of these. Any brothers and sisters who share the same two parents as the deceased will receive a share. If family circumstances have changed, it is important that you make or update a will to ensure your money and possessions are distributed according to your wishes. For example, you may separate and your ex-partner now lives with someone else. If you're married or are enter into a registered civil partnership, this will invalidate any purchase will you have made.
Okay, now Jenny, based on the words we have just done, can you underline those words that you recognize in the text, please?
So, okay. The widows and the widowers, spouses, and the will, inheritance,
There we go.
spouse, a partner. Okay, a will, again. The other half,
Other half, well done.
the spouses, the estates, deceased, well again, separated, ex-partner, no. Okay. I think I'm done.
Okay. Ooh, there's one more. Last sentence.
Okay. Invalidate.
Validate.
Okay.
Here we go. Well done, Jenny. Okay. Ooh. Separated.
So it's here also.
Okay, yeah. There we go. Separated, yes. Mary, yes. Well done, Jenny. That was really good. Okay, now moving on to the next one. Any questions on any of these words?
No.
Are you good with them?
I forgot what an estate is.
You forgot?
Yeah.
Which one did you forget?
Estate.
Estate. Okay, so estate is all the money and property somebody leaves behind them when they die.
Okay. Spouses.
Spouses, okay, like your husband or wife, your partner, somebody's wife or husband or partner.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
And then any other one?
No, that's it.
Okay. So now moving on to the next one. Just want to see here quickly. Give 1 second. This is the one. This is that one. Okay. So practice exercises, exam information matching headings. This task says whether you understand the organization of text and can identify the main ideal topic in each section of a text. You will be given a numbered list with headings, okay, as well as a text divided into sections. The headings will be in a form of short statements which summarize the information in a section. You will need to read the text sections and decide which of the headings best fits each one. Okay. You have a limited time to take the IELTS exam. So read only what you need to know in order to do the task. It is a good idea to read the first sentence of a short paragraph only. In longer paragraphs, read the first and last sentence. This technique is called skim reading. Do you know what is skim reading?
No.
Yeah. So when we only read the first part and the last part, for example, if you're on your 30s or 40s and still going back in a family home for a very big family celebration, any problems that have developed with the parents for over 10 years, okay? And then when they had more control over them. So when you read the first part and the last part, okay? Now, skim read the text below, okay? Then write one sentence saying what it is about. Do not look back at the text, but use your own words. So, Jenny, you're going to read this part, okay? You're going to read this text, and then I want you to type one sentence for me summarizing what this is about. Are you ready?
Sentence. Like
Okay.
our whole sentence.
Read it?
Okay, so I'm gonna do skim reading because I'm just curious. If you're in your 30s or 40s and still going back to the family home for every big family celebration, any problems that have developed with your parents over the year are likely to be mentioned. So, parents need to enjoy the children for who they are now as adults rather than behaving like they did when they have more control over them.
Okay, now, based on what you read, okay, now type for me in one sentence.
One sentence.
Yeah, just one small, short sentence.
I'm gonna write how I would remember and summarize it. Okay, so
Yes. Okay.
So as when we are grow up, we should know better of what we are saying and understand about our family. So that the relationship is not gonna be worse than the past. That's how I understand it.
Let me over up we should know better of what we are saying and understand about our family more so that the relationship is not gonna going. Right? So it's gonna be okay, let me help you with that. It's not going to be worse than the past. Right. Excellent. Well done, Jenny. That was really good. Now, just one thing quickly, yeah? Guys, the content of a paragraph is linked to its structure. The questions 1 to 9 will help you to understand the content and structure of the paragraph. Okay? So we're just going to touch basically on it. Let me just do this. So the paragraph A. Can you read for us paragraph A?
Most half of our grandparents lose our contact with their grandchildren after separation or divorce, according to annual report. It's found that 42% never see their grandchildren again after the breakup. Even more, 60% are prevented from providing any sort of child care or taking their grandchildren on outings even when they had done so regularly in the past.
Okay. So which sentence is the topic sentence? The one that summarizes the main idea is in the paragraph. Which one would you say?
So I guess it's always gonna be the first one, I guess. Almost half of our grandparents lose contact with their grandchildren after separation or divorce, according to a new report.
Okay. So in this case, let's read it again. Almost half of all grandparents lose all contact with their grandchildren. Would you say that is the topic of the that's a topic sentence which summarizes the main idea of the paragraph? Or would you say almost all lose contact with their children after a separation or divorce? According to a new report, it found a 44% never see their grandchildren again after breakup. Even more, 67% are prevented from providing any sort of childcare or taking grandchildren in outings, even if they had done already in the past. Would you say that is the topic sentence, or would you say even more, 67% are prevented from providing? 44% never see their children again after the breakup. Which one would you say is the main one, the main idea? The first sentence or the second sentence?
According to a new report, are they saying like a brand new report and this is gonna be old one?
Yeah, so this is according to, okay. Yeah, so it's replacing an old one.
Okay, so maybe it's found that 42% is the main one.
Okay, can be. Okay. So almost half of all grandparents lose all contact with their grandchildren. I would say that would be the topic sentence. Okay. Does the paragraph as a whole become more specific or more general? Do they give more details as you read along, or is it just general knowledge?
It's kind of, to me, it's kind of like general knowledge. Even though how much they're saying, they may just gonna summarize it for us. But some details are gonna be the lack of words.
Okay, so they are giving us numbers, and when they provide numbers, it means they are specific. Okay. So the moment you read numbers in a text or in an article, Jenny, that means it gives you specific information. The second sentence mentions the breakup. Okay, so here we have it. It found that 44% never see their children again after the breakup. What does the breakup mean?
I don't know.
A separation or divorce.
Okay.
Okay. So it's based on what we previously read, okay? And it is called after the breakup. And not a breakup, it's because it is referencing to a specific divorce or specific separation. Okay. Any questions on any of the meanings in this paragraph?
No.
Okay. So now here we have, paragraph B. Jenny, you are going to do this one for homework, but let's just quickly see what you need to do. Okay? The paragraph says the value of grandparents to children should not be underestimated. Is this the same as saying the value of grandparents to children is very important?
Yes.
Fine. Okay? Which sentence expresses a similar idea to the first sentence, but with more detail? And which sentence is the topic sentence? So you're going to do paragraph B, number 4 to 6. And then you're going to do paragraph C, number 7 to 9. Identify the introduction, the main body, and the conclusion of this paragraph. Okay? 8. Which of these 3 parts gives you the most important information? 9. The first sentence mentions a society that is a family friendly. You may know words like environmental friendly, child friendly, and eco-friendly, but what does friendly mean in this context here? So, Jenny, I want you to record for me answering number 4 to 9. Okay.
Right,
do you know what to do? Yes.
Yeah, but I don't get identify the introduction, the main body, and the conclusion of this paragraph.
Okay. Identify the introduction. So, to have a society, this family, anti-discrimination laws will now be introduced. So, I would say the introduction is this part, the first sentence. Okay. The main body is about parenting. Okay. And the toys and all of that. And then the conclusion. Okay.
Okay.
There will be less divorce and crime, but we would be earning and producing less. Okay. So that is your conclusion. So do you know what to do, Jenny?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you enjoy today's session?
Yeah.
Well done, Jenny. You did pretty good. I'm very impressed with you. You must have a great day, and then I'll see you on Thursday.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye-bye.